Hey guys, BW here, and we're back out in the garage. This video we're going to try to put the seal for the trunk in. I read a few articles and threads online. I watched a couple different videos. They say the easiest way to do it is to take the trunk off and turn it upside down. We're not going to do that. I don't want to take a chance on scratching my deck lid. And in a couple of the threads I read, guys were saying it's no problem to do it with it on. Especially since we don't have to clean any of the old glue off or any of the old seal, as it's long gone, way gone. I read the one that intrigued me the most was the one I'm going to try. Now you see I got plastic laid out. That's just because I don't want to get any glue strands on our brand new paint job. In case there is any. I hope there's not, but in case there is, we're kind of protected. It may come back to burn us if the plastic flops over on our glue, which I don't anticipate happening, but it could. All right, this is live unedited. Well, I wouldn't say live, but this portion's going to be unedited. I got the seal laid out, just laying in the channel. All right, and I read where some guys actually glue it to the channel rather than the deck lid, and I was thinking I'm going to do that too. And then I thought about it, and I read in one small section where a guy said you can do that, but then it gets damaged if you're sitting on the tail or on your bumper of your car with it up. You know, you're just going to eventually tear the foam out. They say the best place for it is where it belongs, up on the deck lid. All right, so that's what we're going to do. The next thing to think about is which way this goes. I don't know. I'm going to try to, I'll zoom in for this if you want, but this, or whenever I'm editing the video, it just shows you how the seal is shaped. I found a picture best describes it. Got a plane going overhead, sorry. Alright, so if I come over here, this picture is the one I'm looking at. This is the correct way, and that's the incorrect way. And then you can look at the seal itself, and it basically showing you that in and down is where the short, this side goes, where my finger is. All right, so that's the way we're going to glue it in, just like this up in there. All right, and that way it's in the correct position that's shown in the instruction that I found. All right, now they say that, you know, I got masking tape here just in case. They say that you might want to tape it for 24 hours, which is plausible, and we may do that. We're not sure yet. But the one gentleman I was reading, and what he said was he put a bead of the 3M, and that's another thing everybody recommends you use this adhesive, the 3M. The super black weather strip adhesive. I got this at AutoZone. I think it was $7. Might be cheaper in your area or a hair more, I don't know, but this cost me, it was $6.70, I think was the exact price after tax. All right, and I think what he suggested and what we're going to do is we're going to run a bead around the trunk lid, and then we're going to put a bead on the seal. And he said he just let it sit a half hour. And then after a half hour, he put another small bead around the trunk and waited 10 minutes, and then he just glued it up in there. And he said it stuck right away, and he didn't need any tape. All right, so I'm going to try that method. Hopefully I don't ruin it. In the event I do, I got this seal off of Jay, and I think he charged me 35 bucks for it. At least that's what the sticker says. I don't know, that looks like a kind of an old price. Maybe, I can't remember, but Jay always treats me fair. So that's what I feel like I paid for the seal. And if I ruin one putting it in, well, that's just the price of doing business. I don't anticipate that we will, though. All right. So, let's see what we got to do here. Get the glue out. It's already open. Now I'm just going to put a bead around. Some people say you don't have to put it full all the way around. 2-inch beads around is fine. I'm going to run a bead the whole way around. All right. My goal is not to get anywhere except where I want it. And they say don't use too much because you don't want it to squeegee out. So I might have been a little bit heavy right there at the very beginning. So I'm just going to go a little less now, getting comfortable with it. I'm hoping, this will quiet the car down too. Instead of metal on metal, we'll have the proper seals. I also have, that's a little too much right there. See, I get a little carried away right there. I have to remember that it's going to squeegee out a little bit. You'll see how when I laid the seal out, I already put it behind the hinges and everything. That way I don't have to fight that. It's already done. Pretty excited. I might skip the second bead and just start putting it on once we get the glue all the way around. I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of winging it. But you guys will see how it works for me and incorporate what you want into what you do. Or not at all. I could be showing you the way not to do it. I don't know. Biggest thing I was worried about is glue hairs. I think we'll be all right. Okay. I put the lid on for a second. Let me grab a latex glove, and I think I just want to kind of smear that around. See, it feels like it's already packing up really good. All right, I think now I'd like to put some on the seal itself. I might just let this tack up for 10 minutes without that third thing and see how it goes. I got the masking tape just in case. Let me just put this down. I want to make sure that this doesn't flop around. Put it on. They don't be glued. You just don't want to overdo it. You want to keep the bead kind of small so it doesn't squeegee out. In the event I do in a little spot or two, it's not the end of the world. We want to keep the job as neat as possible. Plastic. You'll like, see we got a little bit of on the plastic, which I didn't want to do. That's okay, it's not the end of the world. Got it. Now we just want to start putting it in. I'm a little anxious, I guess. I'm going to start right at the lock. I'm going to go nice and slow. There's no hurry here. I hope this helps you. Do your research. I did mine. Hopefully I become part of your research of what you're going to do or not want to do. There's a couple spots on this seal I'll show you where it's not our fault. It was in that bag for so long. It's a little screwy right there. It's a little, there we go. Be a little more tacky. I could wait for a minute and get it a little more tacky. Okay, so they suggest that when you cut the seal, they're saying to cut it like a 1/4 inch long. Let me get a sharper blade. This one's kind of dull. I got the blade. Now, like I say, a 1/4 inch long they wanted it. Nice clean cut. Nice clean cut. And they just kind of bunch it up into it itself. We'll put a little dab of glue on the ends, and it'll kind of push itself together. I'm going to go around and look, see, make sure it hasn't pulled down. It is not. The only thing I'm not crazy about is the corners, and I'll show you, I'll pull you down off in a second. I'll show you the other thing I'm not wild about here. We're doing the best we can. We never did it before, and it feels like we did a pretty good job. I got a little bit of glue there, that's all right. It's stuck really good the whole way around, except right here. So what do? We'll add a little bit of glue. And then we might put a tape on there. Everywhere else, I mean, I guess I could put put the tape on there, but I mean, guys, it's in there. It's tight. It's tight. It's on there. Right here. All right. Let me bring you guys off of the stand and show you what I'm looking at. It looks like a good job to me. I don't know. I may put the tape on there for safety, or I might just close the trunk. I don't know. All right, so if we come around and look, looks really good. Now this is what I was telling you guys about. There's nothing we can do. This has been, it was in the bag so long. That's the folds. And it was in that bag so long it's folded. So it's folded right there and right there. I fooled with it for a while. It just, maybe if I take a hair dryer to it, I don't know. Maybe it'll come out a little bit. I mean, it's still very pliable and sealy and all that stuff. It's just, it was folded in half, like this little scrap piece. It was folded in half in the bag like this for so long. It stayed like that. I mean, you can see the bag's kind of yellow. So it was in there a good while before BW purchased it. But you can see, come around, the seal's in. You can see the whole way around it's in. The corners, I don't know how to get those any better than that. I mean, I may add a little bit of glue right there and kind of like go like that, but I mean, it's just naturally wanting to pucker. So I think on the corners, I want to put a little bit of glue behind there, and I am going to tape them like that. I don't think this corner is quite as exaggerated, but that side over there was fighting me. It's a little bit on this side too. So let's just do that on the corners. We'll put a little bit of glue and we'll tape them down like that. Other than that, it's coming up a little bit everywhere where there's a shape coming up. So let's put tape around there to be safe. Let's do that now. Yeah, the only place I came out a little bit was like right there because I added a little too much. This side's perfect. This side was just a little. Maybe I pulled on it. I don't know. I tried to roll it in so I didn't do anything like that. Do nothing like that. Very careful. Make sure I didn't touch nothing there. Didn't touch nothing. All right, guys. Let's take a quick look at this together and we'll wrap this up. Right, wrong, or indifferent, this is how BW put his trunk seal in. All right. You see how perfect it is in this corner? I honestly believe it's like because of this here, it's like the way it was rolled up in there. This whole side was from here around was a little funny. See where I put that glue? I did that. I shouldn't have added that little extra glue at the end, but I did. So I got to live with it. There you go. Sorry guys, the camera died. But anyway, I wanted to show you down here. See right there, that's where that fold is, just like that one right there. But this one here does not need any tape. This is glued tight the whole way down. So we're gonna call this job done. To the future. It closes. I brought the flashlight so you can see. Hopefully you guys can see in there. It is sealed on that lip the whole way around. You can just see the seal. The water's supposed to go into these channels and run down, and you can see the seal right there. I hope you guys can see that where it seals on that lip. The trunk lid, I guess now it's up just a hair, so I'll have to read up on shimming the hinges. I believe I've shimmed them once before without the seal, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, you put more shim in the top to bring the back down. But I will verify that, but I thought I'd show you guys that. Alright guys, we're going to call this video done. I hope you guys got something out of it, even if it's not what you want to do. Maybe it'll give you some kind of information on what not to do or what to do, but it's what I did. Alright? So, if you haven't subscribed yet, think about it. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff, share. It doesn't cost you anything and it sure does help me. Until next time, take care everybody.